Friends, hello, greetings, wherever this video is catching you. Let's talk about Fubo and what is going to be happening this week. Big week for the company. So to get everyone up to speed, if you're not up to speed, there are two key things here we need to talk about with Fubo and how, I'm going to be honest, not that like I matter in this, but I'm just telling you what I'm doing as an investor, active investor in this stock right now. First of all, I'm not trying to make a cutthroat video about them, talking junk about them at all whatsoever. I'm not trying to really make a bear video here, but it might be a little bit of a bear video for the short term of what is going to be happening here, what we hope in the long term compared to the, what's going to happen here with some things with Fubo. So talking about that, the stock has dropped to 177, right under 180, and that's where it's kind of been playing here the past week and a half. So obviously, if you don't know, you should know. Disney, Fox, obviously one big corporate, just geode crap thing it is, has came out a few weeks ago at this point now, and they said, hey, we're gonna make a sport package affordable for just daily person, and we're gonna essentially make a monopoly out of it. Obviously they didn't say that, but that's kind of what they said. Well, in that, you can't do that. Sports stuff is regulated pretty heavy with the powers to be. So Fubo, in that, did not say anything at first other than, hey, we trust our company, what we're doing, where we're going. The CEO came out and said this. And then now, as of late, Fubo has released a statement, well, it's public now, that they are suing Fox Corporation, the Walt Disney Company, and Warner Brothers Disney over their plans to launch a unified sports streaming app. Fubo is a live sports streaming service that has business relations with 3 companies. And I'll put that up there. You can read the rest. I don't think many people want to hear me read that. But the other big thing that is happening this week is that Fubo will be releasing their 4th quarterly of 2023, which will be this Friday on March 1st. So we are expecting these quarterlies to be good. Now, are they going to be, earth-shattering? I don't know. It's hard to say because they're not going to have, these aren't going to have they're not going to have Super Bowl numbers on them in the sense that hey, we just had the Super Bowl and Fubo was a top competitor with people where they were watching it, because Fubo is famous obviously for their sports package. This is what people like about them. The majority of people that subscribe to them is that they have a really good sports package that's pretty affordable considering what's out there. So with this coming this week, Fubo now is at we'll say 170, 180, where it's playing around this field. This is where I am going to be very concerned about what this stock can get to. Obviously, this is a week where they're going to be announcing funds and announcing money, and they're going to be highly watched this week. So, we're expecting the stock to run a little bit just based on quarterlies of announcement of that. But we're seeing a huge sell-off right now with the stock because this lawsuit, it's a huge risk, and I'll explain that in a minute. Before I say that, here's where I'm at with Fubo this week. If this stock cannot get back to a 250 or more stock price this week, with what they're going to, even if they have good quarterlies, and the stock cannot survive tapping into a 250 zone and sustaining that, I more than likely will sell out of the stock because the stock could plummet here based on this next piece of information that I'm going to say. This lawsuit, this is good in the sense that, hey, Fubo is taking initiative and they're saying hey, you can't be doing this, Fox, Disney. You can't be putting a monopoly over the situation, especially when this is our bread and butter of how we make money. Fox and Disney Corporation, which are the same because Disney owns Fox now, all that, they got a lot of money. And they got a lot of money to go a long time with lawyers, claims, all this stuff. So we don't really know how long this is going to take. This could take up the majority of the rest of the year. Now, obviously, they're saying, this is going to be wrapped up. They're trying to give the narrative that this is going to be wrapped up. So With that, even with good quarterlies, this potentially could scare off a lot of long-term investors with Fubo. Now, obviously, if you're in it long term, the main thing you're looking at right now is quarterlies. What are they bringing in? Ratio to income to debt. And this is a company that still has debt, obviously, but they are making adjustments and bringing in bigger quarterlies compared to what they have. They have been doing well. They have. The thing is just this lawsuit right now is a little scary of a situation, because imagine if they lost. Imagine if they lost this lawsuit. And I'm not saying they're going to. More than likely, they should win. Fubo should win this lawsuit, because what Disney is trying to do is just it's not like legal, kind of. They can't just say like, hey, we're just taking off the sports package and we're gonna put an unattainable price on it because we can afford to, just so we can draw people over to that platform. We're making pennies on the dollar at that point. This is a big situation for Fubo and their survival, and what they're going to do. They're not like a Netflix or anything. They strictly are, their bread and butter is what they deliver still with live TV and television, what remains of it. They're not making movies. They're not, making TV shows, anything like that. This is not that kind of business right now, at least. 10 years down the road, I don't know what this is going to be. This is a scary situation, I believe, for a lot of people, because it's a cheap stock right now, and you can buy a lot of it right now. But the issue is like, how long is it gonna be cheap, and how cheap is it gonna get? Could we see Fubo go to $1.50, $1.30 while this lawsuit is hanging over its head? And then, of course, if they win the lawsuit, Fubo more than likely would jump overnight. It would go bonkers, because it would be like, okay, coast is clear, here we go, especially if they keep bringing in decent quarterlies. So I'm not gonna lie, no one can really give any kind of projection on where this company is going right now. It's a great company, it's a great platform, what they're doing, but when it comes to business and money, I don't think a lot of people care about that. They care about what are they doing financially to bring in better quarterlies and where they're projected to go. And right now, they are doing better. This is a scary situation, because obviously they're going to be spending a lot of money in it too. A lot of money. Go back over that. Key points. I am holding them right now. I am holding shares of this company. If this stock is struggling to get back up to 250 zone, and I don't expect Monday, Tuesday to really do much this week. I don't expect it. What I'm more than expecting is that Wednesday, Thursday, we should see a little more of a push. They're not saying they're going to release an order early quarterlies, and I don't think they would. That'd be kind of stupid on their part, because I think they're wanting the hype to build here. But if this stock cannot get back to a 250, even 280 zone to really push it, I would be very scared. I would be very scared, because that would tell me that we're going to have a big push and people are going to sell out and regroup where they're at, and then the stock is going to continue to plummet until the next quarterly where they show the Super Bowl numbers. The problem is, what is it going to plummet to? Is this 170 high right now? Or are we talking about 150s, 160s, the new high? And, the 130s, 150s, or God forbid, even lower, being the new lows. So, like I said, I like the company. I'm not trying to make a doom and gloom video. I'm really not. I'm not trying to say bad things about them, but I think it is important to be honest about, this is a risky situation right now. I'm rooting for them. I want them to obviously win and do well. It's up in the air right now, man. And who knows how long this situation is going to go on here with Disney and Fubo. I mean, you're talking about a David and Goliath situation right now. And, Disney could rearrange some kind of new... What scares me the most is that Disney has so much money and is kind of so desperate right now to find a new area of, revenue right now, because obviously their movies and all that are, not what they were with financially. that they're gonna do something regardless. Disney will always just reign high and win. You know, they'll have their lows, their mediums, and then their highs, and that's just probably how it's always gonna go, unless, you know, Elon Musk buys them out. That's a whole nother story. You know, I don't see Disney just stopping, and that's kind of what scares me in this. I don't see them just stopping. I don't know where this is going, but it is a dangerous situation, and I'm fingers crossed that it works out for Fubo. Friends, I'm going to shut up. I wish everyone a wonderful weekend, a wonderful week, wherever you're watching this. Thank you for being here. If you are not a subscriber, hey, subscribe and listen to me yap more about this. And I probably will be talking about them again. Obviously, like I said, if it struggles to get a 250 this week, that is a bad sign. That is a real bad sign that I don't know about the survival of keeping this a $2 range going into the rest of these hard months here, especially when all these economists and everybody are projecting that March and April we could see a huge pullback in the market, and then a speed up in the summer to really just have a nice calm build rest of the year. I don't know. Friends, take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.